Abaddon, patron god of smiths and...
Ah, the outsiders. Welcome. Outsiders. That was a damn big explosion, wasn't it? Heard it down here above the sound of the anvils. I hope you don't mind if I shout a bit. I feel like it's impossible to hear anything over all this banging and quenching. Indeed, when they came down to tell us that we had outsiders about, I swore I misheard. I probably should have cleaned up the place. Seems like you know a thing or two. Good. We don't have to pretend it doesn't get smoky and loud in here. Some people see a dirty forge and think we're lazy. The Smith of Magrin knows that's far from the truth. I am Forge Master Della. Recently appointed, I should add. Old Master Tassa passed away, and the council appointed me. You know how things work. 1 minute you're being praised for your work, and the next, you're pulled into management. I suppose that's true. I'm not anyone's cousin or future in-law, so I can't think of any other reason. You came down here for a reason. What can I do for you? Did he now? And what exactly is Abaddon's shiny beard? That's star metal! These days I work more with a quill than a hammer, but I think I can make an exception for this. And if the council doesn't like it, they can make someone else Forge Master. Oh, I'd be a happy man to be working the forge again. Oh, how I miss it! The heat of the flowing lava. The feeling of power as you shape metal to your liking. The rush of adrenaline when an errant spark lights your beard aflame. The burn of sore muscles that have worked a hammer for hours. The rhythmic tune the metal sings as you work it. The question you should be asking is, what can't I do with it? I could refine and sharpen the material into a sword, certainly. A simple enough ask once you know the secrets of star metal. Alternatively, there's something I've wanted to make since the last time I had my hands on this stuff. A star metal arquebus. Now that sounds like a proper challenge. Very good. This shouldn't take long. Let me show you why the council chose me to be master of this forge.
At least your enemies will see a gorgeous weapon. Before you kill them, of course.
It is done. I call it the Meteor Blade. Never before has anything I've crafted held such a wicked edge. You are most welcome, outsider. However, this material is unlike any other metal. It is superior in nearly every way, and an unmatched challenge to work. I want to see what else I could do with it. Bring me more fragments, and I can make you that arquebus I mentioned. Or, yes, perhaps I could further refine your meteor blade. Certainly. I look forward to seeing what else I can do with this metal.
I wonder how this will turn out. There's so much we don't know about the properties of otherworldly metals.
Here it is. A firearm unlike any other. I call it the Moonstrike Arquebus, for it will strike your enemies as fiercely as Abaddon's hammer struck the falling moon. Thank you for your kind words, outsider. I will take them to heart. What can I do for you? Blessed day. What would you like now? You're back! What can I do?
I met this animancer one time. You might know.
Oh? Who would that be?
Tall guy, beard, spectacles. Yeah, hair. Hair.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down.
I had this thing around.
You're back! What can I... We have mines throughout the tasks, though most of them were abandoned until very recently. Most of our material comes from reforging old equipment. Someone dies or retires and we make something new from their stuff.
Went through this door. Be careful down there.
What a unique ecosystem. Under different circumstances, I would love to spend...
Is that lava really high for everyone, or just me? Is going to start without us if we don't get a move on, dearie. These poor wardens. Kostya must be behind this. Let's hurry.
for the reading. Yardsley, well done.
Voices silenced.
We're in a bit of a rush, Envoy. Get off me!
They wound us, and we wound in return.
I would suggest not looking down. Just be quick and careful. We've got to catch up to Kostya.
Endless night. When will the sun rise?
We've got company!
Very loyal himself, is he?
That was a close one.
Come across references to this before. Nothing. Last one in's a rotten egg!
Now, it cannot be.
My brother, soul of my soul, how did you find me here? I have been here for so long. My memories are tattered. They fall apart when I look too long at them. There was a man called Nandru once, beloved of a terrible god. I remember it all. I feel Sabadal's mind beneath yours, swimming in the deep. You should run. A child keeps a beetle in a jar. He does not know the beetle requires air, sustenance, freedom. He does not understand that if it shakes the jar, pulls off a wing, the beetle will be hurt. The child only wants to keep the beetle. It feels good to have control. We are both souls in a jar. Yours is just bigger than mine, for now. That was the name they gave themselves, stolen from the ancient souls whose deaths gave rise to them, to us. We were little more than appendages to them. That is why I must ask you to destroy them. You have seen them, as I have. Memories of their ancient, chosen children. Rips in the fabric between the here and the beyond. that allow the dreams of the dead to leak through. Memories of the Akida. People like you or I, who loved Sabadal and were betrayed by them. This land was once a jungle, rich, alive. I saw it through their eyes. The people tried to look after themselves, to rely less on Sabadal. But to be relied upon was all their god desired. They felled a tree, and for that slight, Sabadal turned their world to ash, ignited the breath in their lungs, and made their people into dust. Sabadal burned their world, and the people who revered them suffered for it. So that I would be confronted every day with what our God had done. So that I would not grow weak and give in. So that I would not go to them and do what they have asked of you. So that I would never set them free. No, their final death came later. A gift to the Akida from the true gods, who wished to bring their children back to them, back to her. The rightful queen, Wodica. She is the center of everything. Yes. You see them with eyes unclouded. The ruined cities, the crevasses cleaved into the earth. They remade the land in their image. It reflects their twisted heart. You, my brother, who are more brave than I, go now to the garden and hang the gardener from their tree. Your mind cannot understand it, but your soul, when the opportunity is before you, it will know what to do. You need only walk a little more. You are nearly at the end. You know, I always meant to die down here, to siphon my soul into a lonely pillar, disconnected from the stone that makes our world, disconnected from them. I only hope that Sabadal releases you to the same long peace. I do not know my end. In that I find a peace beyond any even the true gods can dream of. It is only a door, carved and warded by my own rough hands. It knew me. It will know you, because the same thorn tears at us both. Do not thank me. Only do as I asked. Destroy them, brother. And when you see Wodica, tell her I said hello.
Strange. Phantasmal focus picked up something. It's gone now.
Another day, another chat with Samadra. Though this one seems... So, do we have a plan for Kostya once we find him? Finally! We found the gates! Quick, let's find Kostya!
Good, you're here. Help me destroy the switch. We can't risk someone turning and opening the gates. If the keep falls so that we might live, so be it. I figured you might have. Bloodthirsty. You people just can't help yourselves. Guilty as charged. I was the one guiding Dolna. Mihala's sin is that despite her preoccupation with traditions and oaths, she has no curiosity. I had all the time to figure out what books I needed to acquire for the Steel Garrote. Then I had Dolna, our young novice, steal them from the archives for the Steel Garrote. By the way, is that novice still alive? And what of the Steel Garrote? Should I assume they're all dead as well? Me, specifically? No. I only provided them access to material from the living archives. The books and records that the novice brought to them were what revealed the secret. I assume you didn't let the Steel Garrote or the Inquisitor survive their search. And so you brought it back here? Among the Wardens? It doesn't matter how it works. It was not present in the tusks until your people arrived. Oh, perhaps this is right. Another reason to destroy this place and go. This is how it should be. So long as the keep stands, my people are trapped here. Doomed by an oath to a dead man. Our people were nomads for ages until we built the keep. When it falls, we'll be free to explore the world again. I will not watch my people rot here for the sake of a pointless oath. Ha! Finally! Proof she's got a spine. Well, Envoy, now's your chance. Are you going to be a good little minion and do as she asked? Or will you let me save my people from themselves? Nandru isn't here. He was never here. He built us a tomb and abandoned us to it. Do not speak his name to me as if it could mean anything to you.
A life for rubble, blood for the prison of old ways. We twine.
Envoy, I understand that Kostya grates on the nerves, but perhaps we should...
So be it. And you are so close. The entrance to the garden is just beyond this door. I always knew it would come to this.
They're coming!
Someone's eager to meet.
That's done? Who's hungry?
The keep is beautiful. Like a gilded cage.
Cook is complaining about the lack of ingredients again.
Wait a minute.
Well,
I still can't believe that sucker
What happened,
sucked
Adirin?
when you
Is everyone all right?
goes that far. I even considered supporting them.
Thank you. I cannot explain how afraid I was for my people and our home. Perhaps so. Either way, I understand now the nature of my errors. It will not happen again. Here. I once was this artifact's custodian, but I failed in protecting the keep. This belongs to one who has proven capable of guarding my people. I wish so much that things had gone differently.
I've heard we owe you our thanks. Praise be to Abaddon that I don't have to leave the fort behind. What can I do for you?
I feel crazy saying this, but Kostya was right. We should have let Solace Keep fall.
Crazy is one word for it. You really think you can just burn down someone's ancestral home?
Dearie, the keep isn't a home. It's a prison. And now the Pargrunen will never escape.
Solace is my home. I still don't get why any of you feel like you have a say in this.
But you left.
Because I chose to. Kostya doesn't get to make that decision for everybody.
If Kostya doesn't, Mihala will.
Exactly.
The Pargrunen have always had the choice to leave, and we've seen very few take it, dear.
Amalia and her people took up arms and turned to banditry, and they still weren't allowed to leave. If anything, I imagine Mihala and her traditionalists will only make it harder to leave now.
As we say in Fjord, tough shit, dearie.
Yatsley's right.
Enough talking in circles. Let's save our strength for the garden. I, for one, could use a long rest. And I'm betting the envoy could, too.
Right. Looking forward to it.
I'm starting to suspect that every single leader in the Living Lands is incompetent. Truly, is there no vetting process? Hopefully those in Solace Keep will choose their leaders with more care in the future. But we should check on Marius. I'll make him some soothing perfume, but I think a few words from you would help too. Well, of course, I'm not suggesting it's always a fix for issues. But those poor Pargrunen are clearly prisoners of their traditions. I think getting rid of the keep could have helped more than they realized. I do not envy the Pargrunen in any case. Meeting that council gave me a new appreciation for Vidaru. There's always a way for things to get worse, dearie. I wouldn't be surprised. We're losing focus on the important things. Things like the garden. Oh, come on, Envoy, let's get going. How can I help, darling? Always a pleasure, Envoy.
I must admit, I had my doubts about Solace. It was like a dungeon, except the wardens were the prisoners. You could have helped Kostya destroy the keep, but you left it standing. Why? I agree. A decision like this belongs to the community, not the ambitions of one man. Even if Solace isn't going anywhere, I think your arrival was a sign of changes to come. Wherever you go, you break people out of their habits. You banish the old ways. Fate doesn't ask us what we want. Wherever that power comes from, whether it's your heritage or political status, it's a terrible burden. I don't envy you, but at least you keep things interesting. Not before I've done some reading.
Let me get this straight. You spoke to the spirit of Nandru, a godlike, same as you. What did he say? Any advice? Any words of encouragement? Oh. I take it that wasn't what you expected. I should have seen this coming. Never listen to the dead. They're cynical, full of regret, and determined to make us all miserable. Thankfully, you're still alive. Fate is in your hands. What happened to Nandru was ages ago. Plenty of time to reconsider one's choices. No one is closer to Sapadal than you are. Nandru lost that privilege when he died, which means you alone can judge the god of the living lands. Your opinion is the one that counts. A caged animal lashes out at friend and foe alike. For what it's worth, I think you're going to be fine. No matter what you do about Sapadal, it can't get any worse. You have an inquisitive mind. I respect that. If you ever feel your education is missing something, I'd be happy to teach you what I know. All you have to do is ask. You too.
Envoy? You're probably here to see how I'm doing, yeah? Well, I'm doing great. I always knew my home would destroy itself from within. I just never thought I'd get a chance to stop it. Right. If you get any more sappy, I'll think you've turned into a tree. But enough of that. You have a lot to do, and I'm right behind you. Right, changing the subject. You too. Envoy? Blacked out at that Audra and the lava tubes beneath Solace, but it seemed different somehow. When you talk to Sapadal, you always have this specific expression. You had a whole different one this time. Giada says it was Nandru, like founder of Solace Nandru. Actual dead and stuck in Audra Nandru. Well, that's not what I was expecting. People in Solace always claim they're speaking the word of Nandru. And here you are, actually hearing from the man. Doesn't even really matter what he said if you ask me. There are hundreds of Pargrunen who'd give anything to hear Nandru's voice. Blessed day impressive is what that is. Envoy, what do you need? Pleasant dreams.
If you were in the... Navy, does that mean you sang on ships?
Always. Helps pack.
Closer. We have waited so long.
Well, this is it, I guess. Feels very different from the last time I left Galawain's tusks. I will say, it's nice to look out and see Solace still standing. Thanks for that. Right. It's better that an Adiran envoy do it.
Solace is still standing. and so are you. We're in this together.
Just so you know, Kai, it's starting to sound like you like me.
If you happen to need a reminder, do let us know. Brooding in silence can be quite the mood killer.
Not to spoil the moment with good news, but I doubt the rest of the island has been quiet while we've been looking for the garden. Things have only gotten more tense since Fjord, and the Steel Garrote probably hasn't been doing us any favors on that front.
Especially when they're led by a woman who doesn't seem interested in staying dead. Not to mention, after we take care of the Envoy's little god problem, we'll still have an empire bearing down on us. We should be so lucky.
Can't say I'm too excited about just walking into the garden. I grew up learning I needed to protect that place, but it never felt like more than a children's tale to me.
I hear you. This island is weird enough when all we have to worry about are vengeful plants and soul-altering corruption.
Am I the only one who's looking forward to the garden? We're pioneers, stepping into the great unknown, a land of mystery.
We have to remember to love them in spite of their lack of proper enthusiasm, dearie.
Can you imagine? An untouched spiritual wilderness just waiting for us. I have a theory about the garden, or a warning, depending on how you want to look at it. Sapadal has been imprisoned a long time. The garden will be a reflection of their dreams, their nightmares, their madness.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw visions or hallucinations, and not even the fun kind.
Sanity won't get us through the garden. Madness opens the mind to discovery. So madness is what we need right now. Before we go any further, I have to ask you something. You told the Inquisitor that you intend to free Sapadal. Set them loose upon the world. Is that still the plan? For once, I'm all out of ideas. Anyone else?
I'm a soldier. I prefer leaving these decisions to people like you, but if you're asking for input, I don't entirely disagree with Ludwig on this. She may be a monster, but she's not the only one the Living Lands has seen. Sapadal could render this whole island as barren as the tusks in a fit of anger.
Sapadal caused the Dream Scourge. All of this pain. I don't think I can forgive that. Especially after seeing Iancu. I just can't let that go.
Think of what we could learn from Sapadal. Perhaps there's a way we can keep everyone alive.
Sapadal is responsible for the spiritual health of the Living Lands, and the island has suffered for it. No matter what the Inquisitor said, I don't believe there's a right or wrong choice to make here. Just the one you believe in.
It's easier that way. For a while.
Remember, we're stepping into a realm that is both physical and spiritual in nature. If you can call it nature. There's no telling how long we'll be gone. For all we know, time could run backwards in the garden.
Not a chance. We're a crew now, so you're stuck with me until the end. Marius?
I told you I'd be with you till the end. I don't go back on my promises. What about you, Giada?
You're not going into the garden without me. I have to see this with my own eyes. Yatsli, if you feel like running back to Quilici, now would be the time. No one would think less of you.
And tell Quilici that I missed out on the most exciting part.
Fair weather or foul?
I plan on wandering the garden whether I'm traveling with you or not. I have to find out what the big deal is.
Agreed. I'm not waiting in camp while the rest of you have all the fun. Hope to see you out there, Marius.
Well, let's go then. We can't keep your god waiting.
So, This is it. The spiritual epicenter of the living lands. Where it all began, and where it all ends. For so long I have looked out on a horizon full of possibilities. Now that it's here, I'm too scared to breathe. Ah, why am I so anxious? I suppose you're right. I'm frightened, I'm excited. I'm a lot of things right now. Do you remember when Manto Pastor sent you after the heart of an Adragan? That was nothing compared to this. We are standing in the beating heart of the living lands. Just imagine what we can do with it. And only one chance to get it right. My parents were going to build a better world for Animancers. That dream was their legacy to me. You and I have come farther than they did. To an impossible place where anything can happen. Anything. I'll try to remember that. I don't know what's going to happen, but you've had my back since the beginning. I won't forget it. Excellent. The Imperial Court taught you well, but I suspect there were gaps in what they call an education. If there's anything you've been dying to learn from an Animancer, now's the time. Very well. Hold your questions to the end if you don't mind. Otherwise, I'll lose my train of thought. Now, let's begin. You, drifted off for a moment. Were you paying attention? Really? What's the last thing I said? Well, aren't you the clever one? No harm done, of course. I don't mind if you catch a few winks. Besides, a little nap is good for the soul. I slept through my share of lectures, and look how I turned out. That's all I have to teach you for now. I'll chime in if anything else comes to mind. If I must.
What do you do with everything you whittle?
It depends. Sometimes I'll leave them at camp. Sometimes I'll keep them for later.
But what if you find something out and about that you want more? Oops, your back is full.